Uniform Civil Code is the proverbial dead horse brought back to life every election, and it's racing again thanks to Karnataka Assembly polls slated for May 10th. Implementation of Uniform Civil Code or UCC is one of the most prominent promises that BJP has made in its manifesto for Karnataka polls. With this, Karnataka has become the fourth state where the BJP has announced Uniform Civil Code implementation. Assam, Uttarakhand and Gujarat make the cut, while good old Goa has its own Uniform Civil Code dating back from Portuguese occupation period. So just what is this animal? The simple definition of Uniform Civil Code is that all people, irrespective of region or the religion, will be under one set of civil laws, especially on inheritance, marriage, property transfer and adoption. What's the idea? One nation, one law. Uniform Civil Code, if implemented, will render existing personal laws like the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, the Hindu Succession Act 1956 and the Muslim Personal Law Application Act 1937 redundant. What does the Constitution say? Article 44 of Part 4 of the Indian Constitution says, "The state shall endeavour to secure for the citizens a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India, but it is part of directive principle and cannot be enforced in its current form." An example for a directive principle could be Article 47, which directs the state to prohibit the consumption of intoxicating drinks and drugs which are injurious to health. Since it is not enforceable, alcohol is sold for consumption in most states of the country. Equality of all faiths is a good thing, right? So what's wrong with Uniform Civil Code? Critics allege it violates the constitutional freedom to practice a religion of choice that wants communities to follow their personal laws. Article 25 gives every religious group the right to manage its own affairs. Article 29 gives them the right to conserve their distinct culture. Another argument with regard to the Uniform Civil Code is that if codified civil laws and criminal laws like the Criminal Procedure Code and the Indian Penal Code don't follow one nation, one law, then how can this narrative be applied to different personal laws of various communities? Is it true that it affects only Muslim personal law, or does it affect all communities? It affects all communities. Previous governments did not implement the Uniform Civil Code because they had decided to make an agreement with all the religious communities. What is the controversy all about? Personal laws were first framed during the British era, mainly for Hindus and Muslims. Following India's independence, the laws were codified for Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and Sikhs. However, Muslims, Christians, and Parsis were exempted from this. Now, the opposition parties, minority, and tribal groups believe that the Uniform Civil Code is anti-minority and that the code goes against the theme of unity in diversity. They also believe that the culture and traditions unique to the communities would be lost. Further, they allege that the implementation of Uniform Civil Code is another ploy by the BJP to impose a Hinduized code on all communities. Constitutional experts like Dr. P.D.T. Achari feel there needs to be more clarity before we move ahead. There is no clarity on which model will be followed to draft the Uniform Civil Code. Will it be patterned on Hindu laws? He asks, wondering. No one knows what form the Uniform Civil Code will take because there is no information provided to the people about it.